Hello everyone, welcome to our second episode of Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. This should be our last episode, because the previous episode we got through a good chunk of the game. There's only, I believe, 2 zones left, so it's going to be this one and Scrap Rain, which is a nightmare. Excuse me, I just burped. So right off the bat, we get those green guys that I really hate because they put them in bad positions. And yeah, we're off and running. So I guess just a little interesting tidbit. Obviously, I did this episode because the Sega Genesis mini console, Classic Mini, whatever it's called, is coming out in September. I just got mine the other day, and it is awesome. So I guess a little looking behind the curtain. Obviously, this was not recorded on the actual Genesis Classic. This was recorded by other means because I wanted to get it out around that time, and obviously I can't really time it right with also just getting it. So this was not recorded there, but the thing is awesome. It's got 42 games, I believe, in it, including Contra Hardcore and Castlevania Bloodlines, which are 2 very expensive Sega Genesis games, and 2 games that I might take a look at on here. Who knows? But the other point of fact is I also got a 8-bit Do. They make some really great controllers, and mostly controllers and stuff like that. So I ended up getting their 8-bit Do. It's the SN30 wireless controller, Super Nintendo controller, and that's actually what I'm playing this with because I wanted to find an excuse to use it. I also have adapters to use it on my Super Nintendo Classic and my actual NES, or the retro USB AVS system that I have. So that's fun. They have those little retro receivers. Actually, funny enough, the retro receiver works with like any Bluetooth controller, so you can even use it with like an Xbox One controller if you want. So we're still fighting, just try to get a few Chaos Emeralds. At this point, we only have 1. And playing these now, I should just be going for continues more than anything else, because we're not gonna get that last. Really hate those like pinball things, and I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the right term is. 43 rings there, a 7 away from a continue, but I think we got a few built up, so I think we'll be okay. Starlight Zone, that's where we are. So I like the music for this. This the first time I played this, it almost gave me the vibe like an early. Maybe like an early version of like the Chemical Plant. There's something about it that makes me think of the Chemical Plant from Sonic 2. Oh, I hate those guys. I mean, I'm going to say I hate a lot of stuff in this zone, but once we get to Scrap Brain, it's an absolute nightmare. I don't think this game is incredibly difficult. I think it's I think it hits the sweet spot where it's, it's not, you don't feel like you're banging your head against the wall, but it definitely has some challenge to it. But once you get to that last zone, I mean, it's the last zone in the game, so I guess we give it some break. That was a really jerk place to put that guy. So, playing a little trampoline here. Think about those like bomb guys. As far as I know, you can't actually kill them, so you just kind of have to avoid them as best you can. A little treasure trove up there. There's 50 right there. If I get to the end, I could possibly take another shot at the Chaos Emeralds. And that's the end. And we almost missed it. And we got it. Perfect. Alright, another bonus zone here. Let's see if we can go out with 2 Chaos Emeralds. But I don't think I don't think there is these bonus levels in the Scrap Brain Zone. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think they are. So I think this would probably be my last attempt if I were going for, you know, a full perfect run, which at this point I'm not. And undone again by those stupid ping-pongy things. And we got 29 rings. Awesome. Not gonna fool me this time, you little green jerk. This is another level, I'll talk about this when I actually do the review, but this is another one of those levels that kind of feels like, you know, Sonic, oh, this is a really tricky, I've had some bad times at that spot. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, this is another one of those, like, levels that I'm a little surprised about, because, you know, Sonic is all about the speed gimmick, right? And yet this is one where it feels just like a regular platforming section. It doesn't really feel, I mean, it's solid, it's great, but it doesn't feel like it's, you know, I'm not zooming through it all. And again, once I get to, like, look at this. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, 2 fans. It's cool how they have like foreground and background stuff like that. Ready to get the spike ball. That looks like something out of Mario. Alright, we got our, what I was referring to as a barrier, but our force field protector shield or whatever. Let's see how long it takes for me to lose it. Jump over there. And there we go. Alright. That was weak. Hey! And there you get to go on the other side. Just like so. Oh man. Now this took me a second to figure out. Yeah, you gotta hit that. Don't know if those guys explode, would it come up? I don't know. And we're on to the boss fight. Now this is a pretty fun, if simple, boss fight. You just gotta avoid that guy. Just kill that thing. Yeah, that blows up, and then he starts dropping on the other side. And now you can literally just sit here, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just do that and hit him like 8 times, and game over. But it is cool that it's, you know, it's like pattern recognition and all that. I'd like to see him and Bowser battle, because Bowser in Super Mario World has that, like, little cup thing that he floats around in. Have the two of them battle it out. Throw spike crap at each other. There it is. Alright. So that'll do Starlight Zone. We'll free the animals here. And now we are on to Scrap Brain Zone, which is the, without a doubt, the hardest part of this game. And, yeah, is real annoying. Here we go, Scrap Brain Zone. Avoid that. These little flame things will be the death of me. So this part right here, if you don't hit that button, you can go down. And I think this path is a little bit easier. A little bit of a puzzly thing here. My father likes to do these, they're like these metal puzzles with like rings and stuff. The idea is like you got to get this whole mess of iron, I guess, and you try to get this little ring out of it somehow, and you gotta slip stuff all around. That reminds me of those. I forgot what they're called. The bar tavern puzzles, I think they're called. That reminded me of that for some reason. So this part gives me a little more anxiety right there than you would think. Alright, we're out of there. These flame things will be the death of me, because I never see them. Like, you see all these random... Oh, that's tricky. This whole zone is just like, someone came in on a Monday and must have gotten, like, broken up with, and, you know, like, got a flat tire. Like, it's just... It's evil, this whole zone. It's just so many traps. Like, this is just... Ugh. But you see, like, you can see all that piping that's normally there. Like, it's so hard to tell. This is just the worst. It can be hard to tell where those flame things are. Oh, we got this. Alright, so get up there. Alright. And there's another one. Traps on traps on traps on traps. Now, you got these little... Isn't that looks like you can buy like a gift shop, like those little spinny things? Maybe not. I don't know why I'm wasting all this time getting these rings. And we got close enough. Alright, now we got the these little kickflip platforms. And we got these nightmare-inducing pigs. Can't go that way. Red light, green light. Anybody remember the first Mission Impossible? They had the piece of gum. Red light, green light. Like, one side was red, one side was green, and then if you mash them together, it becomes like this big explosive. And end of the movie, Tom Hanks is on the front of a helicopter and blows up the helicopter. You know, it's funny to think about. I always considered the first, like, Mission... I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible movies, and, like, if you watch, like, the original... Or, like, I always compared the original to some of the new ones. Be like, oh, that one was actually, you know, relatively tame. But even then, there's still a helicopter and a train tunnel, and Ethan almost gets beheaded by a helicopter blade. It's a good movie, though. Alright, so we are one step closer here. Scrap Brain Zone 2. All these things. I never fully... I don't know. I never really got how these things work. I think there's two paths there. I'm going to take this one for now. But I think there's an upper path that, in all honesty, might be a little bit easier. I don't know. We'll see how far we get with this one. Slow on these, take it nice and easy. Oh, it's right in front of the door. There's a little thing with Sonic where, you know, because momentum, that's such a jerk thing too, that feels like red balls can come so far. But the way Sonic moves with so much momentum, like, it feels like if he's standing completely still in that type of zone, like, it gives me a lot of anxiety, I guess, trying to get through that door. And Sonic gets a haircut. And there's fire there. Oh, this part. This is... I do not know how to do this part. Yep. I get trapped in there. Like, I never know how to time it. Oh, I did one. Get a ring, get... Oh, shit. Well... Take two. I think we have a couple of continues, so if this gets really bad, I think we won't have to restart. I think we'll be okay. I have 6 more lives, so hopefully things don't go so bad. Now that I do have that Sega Genesis Mini, like I said, I definitely want to take a look at Castlevania Bloodlines. And maybe Contra Hardcore. But also, I mean, there's... So it comes with Sonic 2 on it. Sonic and Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball for some reason. I don't know why Sonic 3 didn't make the cut. I think we all would have rather had Sonic 3 than Sonic Spinball. But hopefully this console, like the other ones, will be able to hack it and add other stuff. And I do own legitimate copies of all that stuff via Steam, so maybe I'll take a look at the whole Sonic series. Assuming I ever get out of this level. Come on. I want to take that easier path because I don't want to deal with that like red platform fire nonsense. I guess we'll just do it. Alright, here we go. There we go. And we got a little overzealous there. Now you might be asking yourself, why aren't you going for those rings? Because when you're on that path, you would launch yourself like into those flames, and I just 3 rings isn't worth it to me. And we got through it, and we're gonna do the next one. Now we gotta remember the fires there this time. Hold out, and look at that. Professional. I almost want to watch someone else's playthrough of this game. Don't give me that look, you jerk. Watch someone else's playthrough of this game to figure out how they do this section properly, because I just kind of bounce fall my way through it. Oh, we got it. All right. All right. So maybe we didn't need the easy path. Maybe we're doing okay. Alright, so we're really... This is a bit of a jerk section. But we're getting close. I'm pretty sure we're almost... Oh. It's hard to tell, honestly, which way... Maybe it's not that hard to tell. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I feel like it's hard to tell which way these little treadmill things are going. Alright, so now we gotta, like, roll under this, I think? Somehow? Oh, we made it. Oh, don't do it. Oh, well, that was poor. Take 3. I really should learn how to use those disc thingies properly so that I can get up there and take the easy road. Here we go, here we go. And there we go. And I like to imagine this is what, like, the Amazon fulfillment centers look like. Just nothing but traps. Oof. So that's the funny thing about this game is, oh, dead again. You know, I don't know which system is more powerful, whether the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis is more powerful. I feel like I remember or have experienced more slowdown in Super Nintendo games, but Sonic, it's pretty crisp until you lose all your rings. For whatever reason, that just slows the game to a crawl. It's also funny to think about the fact that slowdown was just a part of games. Let's see if we can figure this out. Slowdown was just a part of games. Oh, we almost got it. You know, I remember I went back. So, hey, we got it. All right, we're doing it. There we go. Hopefully this will be a little bit easier. I mean, it's not that much easier, just no flames. But I went back. I've always owned, like, Turok 2. I don't know if you guys remember that game from the N64. And I never got past the first level as a kid. And I thought, well, you know, I'm an adult now with, you know, a college education. Maybe I'll be able to figure out the first level of Turok 2. And I beat it. All the controls were, you know, whatever. But I got to the second level of that game where you ride on like I don't remember. It's some sort of big monstrosity with like rockets on it. And like that game slows to such a crawl. I tried playing that and I was like, this is unplayable. You know, and I went through GoldenEye recently on 00 Agent, and like even that game, I mean, it's still good. It holds up better than you might think it would. But a lot of these games, like, it's amazing to think that there was a time when slowdown was just something we accepted. You know, like Perfect Dark. Basically the entire N64, like that was just, yeah, okay, slow down. You know, it's amazing to me, again, going back to Turok, like it had a high-res mode. Ugh. It's like, you know, this game barely runs at the normal resolution. Who plays on the high-res? Like, I don't know. It's just amazing to think that's part of our lives. When, like, today, you know, everything runs solid 60 frames a second, and, like, if it drops at all, it's like the worst game ever. Get this extra life here. Like, am I crazy? Have I seen those things? Those little shock things? I feel like I've seen those at like gift shops or something. Like toy stores. They don't, not the electric ones. Actually, I don't know if any of you remember this. I remember reading, like back in the day, this must have been like EGM or something like that. I remember reading a thing about a console, like they were playing around with the idea of a console that like actually physically shocked you with electricity, like if you died. You know, they were playing around with like this crazy feedback. Amazing to think about that. There's also one, they were trying to develop a console that was basically like a urinal, like a men's urinal. And they would design these games where, you know, obviously you're doing your thing and you would aim at stuff or do whatever, and they had to like design really short games. I'm sure nothing ever came of it. I haven't heard anything about it. But this was back in like 2003, I remember reading about this, I think, or 2004. Alright, so we are on to the... this is the last level. Yep. We're on to Scrap Brain Part 3. Now, the great thing about Scrap Brain Part 3 is, imagine everything I just did, but now imagine the Labyrinth Zone. It's like a beefed up version. Look at this. Yep, we're back in like the Labyrinth Zone. So, a little fun fact, if you stay on that, you go one way. This is a significantly easier path. Now you might be saying to yourself, hey Ben, you seem to know have a lot of knowledge about some of these levels already, when the whole point of the show is that you're going through it for the first time. Like, what's up? Well, I'm sort of fudging this one a little bit. This game I did beat for the first time this year, probably maybe a month ago. Oh, these jerks. It's like a rap battle because they're both spitting fire. So I kind of fudged it because I wanted to take a look at... I wanted to do something for the Sega, the release of the Sega Mini, and I just finished this game. I was like, well, I'll just record, you know, do it again. You might say, well, why did you do Sonic 2? And I was like, well, this is a new show, and I wanted to work out some of the kinks and have just an easy one to start with, and then, well, we were having a tough time. I said this was the easier path, but I barely got anywhere in it. Basically, I wanted to pick something that I was like, alright, this will be an easy one to do. I can guess how many episodes it's going to be, and it'll be a nice starter while I figure out some of the other, you know, figure out the process, figure out some of the technical aspects, and all that other stuff. So, sorry I lied to you right out the gate, but hopefully we can still make this work. You and I. Alright, so we get... Should've grabbed that bubble. Too late now, buddy. Alright, so you gotta do like a little jump. Little jump. Oh, just get through it. Alright, we're through it. There we go. Thank God. Get up there. Alright. Swimming in Kool-Aid. What a jerk move. I don't even think... I don't want to replay on this show, but I feel like you couldn't even see his drill bit coming out of the ground. Kill this guy. Let's get some air. Come on. There we go. Still think those look like pencils. So I don't mean to jinx myself here, but I think we kind of cruised through this. I'm pretty sure we're close to the end here. As long as I don't die. Come on. Give me a bubble, give me a bubble, give me a bubble, give me a bubble, give me a bubble. There we go. Alright, right at the end. Alright, now we're just gonna... I'll wait for another bubble just to make sure I'm all set. Let's get up in there. We gotta really time our jumps properly. Oh! Jerks. Alright, I think this is... we just do that. Now it works out because I'm pretty sure if you do, it takes away your rings anyway. But we are into the final boss fight. And this one is fairly simple. You kind of stay to this right side over here and just avoid these things, which I forgot about. But if you stay over there and kind of just move over to avoid those electronic things, the electric bolts or whatever, this is a pretty easy boss fight. We're on like hit 3, so maybe 5 more hits. Avoid these stupid things. 4, maybe halfway. And nope. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. And a few more hits here. Don't do anything stupid then, which I am prone to do. ever watch me play Madden and see me throw interceptions, you know I'm prone to doing stupid things. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. There's still a little game of chicken going on. There we go. We only need like 2 more hits here. I wonder how speedrunners do this. Do this level. There we are. I think we only need 1 more if I counted right. I might not have. There it is. Alright. So I complained and complained and complained, but honestly that last section we did like on our first try, so. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I don't know, I know there's supposed to be like a quote-unquote good ending to this game when you get all the Chaos Emeralds. I don't know exactly what that, like, I don't know how that differs from this, but I like how angry he looks. Carol Yaz. Alright, well, we'll let this play out here, but this does conclude my look at Sonic. So thank you all for watching. Like I may have said before, I'm going to put together a short review, let you know my thoughts on this game, and now that I have that Sega console, the Classic Edition, I'm sure I will take a look at the other 2 Sonic games. I don't have as much experience with them, because I'm a stickler for chronology, so I didn't want to play those until I beat this, which is a stupid thing, I know, but it's true. Same reason I never played Ninja Gaiden 2. But we'll take a look at this and put my review out there so you can all take a look and get my thoughts. And you know, feel free to comment, and if you have any fond memories of this game you want to share, feel free to share. And if you see my review and you think I'm an idiot, well, that's how those things work. I guarantee you I'd never be able to do that if I tried. But hopefully the review won't be too inflammatory. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.